Big Al.
Hi, Mara.
Hello. How
Hi.
are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Looks like we got a few people coming in here.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna rename myself.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Hi,
Good.
Ken. Hi, Brett.
Hi.
Khadijah, is that how you pronounce your name?
Yes, it
Nailed
is. Good job.
it. Yay.
Hello.
Hi. Well, we're going to start here in just a couple minutes. We're going to just give other people a few minutes to pile in here. And then we are going to go over a presentation to help you be the best that you can possibly be in your new career. So just give me a couple seconds and we'll get going.
Yeah, I usually will give people until like 1:02.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a quick accountability check-in before you take it off.
Okay. Sounds good.
If you want to rename yourself if you pull up the
I do. I
participant
need to do
list,
that. You're
yeah,
right.
you can do that.
Thank you for the reminder.
You're all good. People will go, that's not Tanya.
No, it's not time.
Have to excuse me in my car today. Just finished the Springfield Realtor Association meeting back to back.
All right. I'm in my car too. Can we make sure that I get a copy of the recording of this?
Yep, yep.
Thank you. I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure how long my battery will last or if I'll have a connection going forward.
You're good. We'll send it to
Okay.
you if you get lost.
Thank you.
Okay.
Should have a couple more. While we have you, Brett, did you want to check in for accountability at all before you really get driving?
Check in for accountability. I don't understand.
Yeah, did you make any contacts or anything
Yeah,
yesterday
I think that
or
I
today?
made 4 fresh contacts yesterday. I'm not
Nice.
looking at my computer, at my command, so I can't tell you. Uh,
Okay.
but I also had some drain work done yesterday, and I met a great drains guy, and I talked to
Great.
him this morning, and he said that any of my customers that call him can enjoy a 10% discount. So I'm going to send that out by the end of the week.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. A way to put something we talked about yesterday directly into action. I love that.
Well, it just worked out that way. I mean, I had been
Yeah.
planning to do this for a while, but hadn't found a business that I would stand behind. But this guy really did a great job. He quoted me an hour. It took him an hour. I paid him for an hour, and it was all well and good. And I mean, he was on time and blah blah. I mean, it just
Yep.
everything worked out well. And I have a customer who has about 10 rental properties in the area that he could probably benefit from.
Nice. Great. Good. Okay, perfect. All right. Ken, what about you? How are your contacts going?
They're going well. I've been going to Fred Meyer, Jersey Mike's, Subway, Starbucks, Safeway, and spending anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour looking like I'm doing something constructive when all I'm doing is wearing my Keller Williams name tag. And I've had a few interesting conversations, people wanting to know what's going on with the market and things like that. So that's working. And I'm in the process of completing my neighborhood flyers, getting those out finally.
Great. Good job.
And I met a couple of new contacts yesterday that I'm going to try to work on and build up to where something will come out of it. So
Good. Wonderful. Okay, and um, Zinnia, how about you? I know you've had a busy morning. It's productive. You're muted.
Yes, I apologize. I have.
Okay.
I think everything's going good. As you know, I've been very dependent on you, and I appreciate your patience and tolerance.
No, yeah, good.
So, yeah, I mean, everything's going great right now. So,
Good. Yep.
cool.
She's working on a CMA this morning. She's got a new referral coming in, so she's doing those activities. It's paying off. Lonnie, how about you? Sorry I missed your call earlier. I've been back to back, but we
That's totally fine. No worries. Everything is going good. I was getting my contacts updated. I made a couple calls and just letting everybody know that I'm a new real estate agent. And I think that I'm gonna go later to bakeries here, and try to get in contact with the Latino community.
great, love it. Good
Yes.
job. Khadijah?
Yeah, well, funny little story. I was having a conversation with my daughter last night, and I just always assume, of course, my family knows I'm a realtor. Like, of course they do. And I was talking to my daughter who lives in Washington, and I was like telling her about my day with this yesterday. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. And my friend who lives in Eugene wants to sell her house, and I didn't even think about telling her about you." And I was like, "Hello." So that was, I don't know, it just proved in that moment that I need to just keep, I told her now every fourth conversation, I'm going to keep reminding her that I'm a realtor.
Well, it goes
So,
back to that like every 11 days, right? That's what it takes to kind of like keep that top of mind in it.
right.
So even with people that we assume like would never forget that we do that, we still just have to keep that top of mind space. So that's great. I'm love seeing that in action.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a funny conversation. So, I did, um, plop over my SOI into the command center today. I figured out how to do that from an Excel file, thanks to
Awesome.
ChatGPT.
Good job.
Um, and yeah, that's what I've done. I haven't reached out and contacted anyone per se, but I did do my contacts. I did have my daughter, and then I've been contacting a lot of people about doing a taco bar for my daughter's baby shower. So if
Oh,
that
great.
counts,
Yeah,
I've
that
been
does
doing a
count.
lot of that.
Good. Yep. Awesome. Okay, love it. So today we have Lynn. She is our agent service coordinator and market center tech trainer out of our Capital City office in Salem. She has been with our company for, gosh, is it about 3 years now,
Almost.
Lynn? Yeah, almost 3 years. So she is a wonderful asset to our leadership team, and she's going to be taking you through the first Ignite session, Spark Your Career. Is there anyone who doesn't have the material for today yet? Okay, great. So you guys should be able to follow along in your books or your printouts. And if you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll let her take it away.
Thank you, Mara.
Thank you, Mara.
Welcome.
Thanks, Mara.
Okay, so like Mara said, I'm Lynn Marino, Agent Service Coordinator, Market Center Tech Trainer here in Salem. I have been involved in real estate in some way or another since 2001, whether it's actually selling real estate, doing staging. I have an interior design background. So most of my adult life has been around houses, the housing market, that kind of thing. Today, our goal is to kind of take a deep dig, talk about the foundation of real estate, where you're going, building your foundation so that you have basically like a roadmap of where to go. This particular Ignite was designed for those who are closing less than 16 transactions a year. So this is just an opportunity to help you recognize other opportunities to spark your career. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Looks like there's like 5 or 6 of us here. If you have questions along the way, this is for you. So you guys don't hesitate to stop and ask me questions. If I don't know the answer, I know where to find the answer. So with that, let me share my screen and we will get to the power presentation. Okay, does everybody see the Ignite session 1? Perfect. Okay. All right. Come on. All right. Sorry. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, here we go. Ignite, spark your career. Okay, so one of the first things that we do is we always start every presentation. And if you ever do a presentation, we encourage you to do the same thing. The TCPA, which is basically the National Do Not Call Registry, is a very, very serious thing. And if we violate the constraints of the TCPA, it can come with some pretty hefty fines. Basically, what that means is that you are obligated by law to not contact anyone who has told you that they do not want to be contacted by you. So anytime you do any kind of email or phone calls or anything like that, you need to make sure that you are checking the National Do Not Call Registry list to make sure that they're not on there. If you are using the command application and someone has come to you through command, you're covered because they have to accept, you know, the little check marks that say, I agree to this, I agree to that. They have agreed to allow you to contact them. So if it's through command, you're safe. If not, we just want to make sure that you're checking and making sure that you're not violating that law. Okay, so that's just more of that. If you have any questions about this, let me know or let Mara know. She can make sure that you have all of the actual documents and, you know, everything that's required in that. Okay, so this is the Market Center Ignite calendar. This just kind of goes over what it is you're going to be learning, how long each of these trainings is going to take. I think most of these now are being recorded, so you should be able to get a recording of it if you're not able to attend. Obviously, the more of these you attend, the better knowledge you're going to have, and hopefully the better success you'll have as well. Okay, so we're going to talk today in 4 different stacks. So first thing we're going to talk about is being a real estate expert. The next we're going to talk about lead generation and then lead follow-up, followed by transactions and what all that looks like. So this is again a course overview. We'll be going through this. This course is scheduled for about 2 hours, but I've found that it takes over just about an hour, hour and a half. And we will stop for breaks along the way. If you need anything, again, do let me know. But this is just kind of a basic outline of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about sparking your career. And then these are some of the other courses that are in the curriculum. So you can see there's quite a few. They're very robust, and you're going to learn something from each one of these. So I encourage you to just dig in and learn as much as you can while you're new. This is the time to gather that knowledge. You probably learned in real estate school that no 2 transactions are exactly alike. And so the more information you have and the more knowledge you gain, the easier it is going to be for you to navigate through those transactions. Just remember though, too, that being a Keller Williams agent, you have a whole leadership team backing you. You've got Mara, who's your productivity coach. She is amazing. You have a PB team. You have the agent service coordinators that can help you navigate and find your way along the way if there's something that you need. So utilize the teachings and the trainings and the leadership to your benefit. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a new way of thinking, and I'll explain that as we go along. We're going to talk about the KW culture. KW culture is one of my passions. I love the culture of this company. Then we're going to talk about the value of your market center. We're going to talk about some of the resources available to you through Keller Williams, your career vision, daily success system, you know, and what that looks like and how to use it. And then we're going to kind of do a little bit of a recap and see if there's any ahas that you guys have collected along the way. All right, so I love this. This is an amazing quote by Gary Keller. Anyone can do it. Not everyone will. Will you? You know, a lot of what we do isn't that hard, but it's not easy, if that makes sense. So it takes work, it takes effort, it takes dedication, it takes passion. So you need to just really dig in and do the work. That's what it all comes down to. It's just doing the work. All right. So this is kind of a 6 personal perspectives as we move forward into the real estate. First, we want to commit to self-mastery. And what does that mean? That means making sure that we are following the procedures that have been set forth for us so that we can utilize our own abilities and our strengths and minimize our weaknesses in order to be all that we can be. We're going to commit to the 80-20 principle. So as I'm sure most of you have heard of the 80-20, 80% of what we do is going to produce 20% of the results and vice versa. And so you want to really focus on that which is going to create success. We're going to move from E to P. Well, what does that mean? E is going to stand for entrepreneurial to purposeful. So you're an entrepreneur because you have your own business. But what does that mean? Nothing unless you make it purposeful and you actually do something with it. 4, make being learning based the foundation of your action plan. So there again, this is what I'm saying. Dig in now. Learn as much as you can. You are building the foundation of your business by doing these classes, by working with Mara, by actually getting there and learning from your transactions. So make it learning based and learn everything you possibly can from it. Then, really important, we need to remove our limiting beliefs. We all have limiting beliefs. I'm too old for this. I'm not smart enough for this. There's a million of them out there, and they're just excuses. So we have to remove those in order to believe in ourselves, in order to achieve more. And then finally, we have to be accountable. This is a great area where Mara is very beneficial to your early years of your career because she's helping you to be accountable. She's setting forth those exercises and knowledge points that you need to pay attention to. And so she's going to help you be accountable. But, if you have an accountability partner, somebody else, anybody who can help you be a better you is going to be a benefit. Okay. All right. So when we commit to self-mastery, one of the things you have to do is to know your goals. And we're going to work on those a little bit down here in a few minutes. Know your strengths and your weaknesses. I have this great analogy. I read this, I don't remember, it must have been 20 years ago, about this woman who she was very good at many things, but one of the things that she could not do very well was play the piano. She wanted so badly to play the piano. And so she spent hours and hours and hours and hours in front of that piano just trying to improve, but it just never really clicked. So she realized that not everybody's going to be great at everything, and that's okay. She was putting so much time into what she was not good at that she was completely ignoring what she was good at. And so sometimes instead of focusing on our negatives, we need to really focus on our strengths and make those stronger. We can overcome and compensate weaknesses. Everybody has them. But by putting the effort into what makes you strong, that's what's really going to help you achieve more and be more productive. So know how to work with both of them. Sometimes if you have a weakness, maybe there's somebody in your life who can fill in that gap for you. It's okay to not be good at everything, but to help find somebody who can partner along with you to help you through that can be very, very beneficial. You want to seek to master the necessary knowledge, skills, and habits to reach your goals. And again, that's what Ignite really is all about. And this is the 80-20 principle. Is there anybody here who's not heard of the 80-20 principle? Okay, Lonnie. Oh, and so basically, this principle can relate to a variety of things. You can look at it in your clothes closet. 20% of your clothes you wear 80% of the time. 80% of your clothes you wear 20% of the time. So it's just a principle that breaks down what's important and what you focus on. And then the 80% is like fluff. So what we want to do is we want to learn to focus on our 20% and make that productive, because that's the part that really makes the difference. The 80% of the clothes that hang in the closet are doing nothing but just hanging there. but the 20% is really working for you. That's what you wear to succeed at whatever it is. I don't care if you're going hunting or you're going on a business trip or whatever. It's that 20% that you focus on that's really helping you achieve the goals that you're after. It's real easy to get caught up into working on the 80% of your business without really working what's important in your business. And so learning to understand that rule and focusing on what's important is very, very important. So if you ever have any questions about the 80%, 80-20 percentage, talk to Mara, talk to me, talk to your team leader, anybody. We're more than happy to help you focus on that 20%.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Move from E to P. So entrepreneurial approach versus the purposeful approach. You are independent contractors. You are entrepreneurs. You are working in and working on your own businesses. It's very natural for people to hit an achievement ceiling because they're really good at stuff. They hit this wall and then they kind of bounce around and then they hit the wall again, but they're not really, and these are the people that are working on their 80% because they're not really breaking that ceiling and moving beyond and becoming more purposeful. So what we want to do is we want to focus on our focus, our models, our systems, and our breakthroughs to help us get beyond that glass ceiling. So it's very, very common for people to hit the ceiling and just bounce around, and then they get frustrated. It only causes frustration. And we don't want you to be frustrated. We want you to achieve everything that you can possibly achieve. So again, focus on that 20%. We're going to create models that are going to help us achieve that. And Mara is excellent at this. We're going to use the systems that have been put in place for us to utilize in order to be more productive and more purposeful. And then finally, we're going to celebrate the breakthroughs that we've had. Okay, so this is making learning-based the foundation of your action plan. So here again, the ignorance base, I know what I know and I'll ignore everything else. You know, this is the person who might have a little bit of an ego, who thinks that they know it all, that they don't need to learn more, that they've got it all together. Well, you might have it all together today, but things are going to change. And so you need to be humble enough to realize that there's always room for learning. I have a couple of agents in my market center here in Salem who have been doing real estate for 30 and 40 years, and they still learn new things every day. So allow yourself to be open to learning. You never stop learning. If you stop learning, you're just going to like wither away. So you're never going to know it all, and that's okay. But you are definitely going to be more productive and happier overall if you continually allow yourself to be humble enough to absorb the information and learn everything that you possibly can. Albert Einstein once said, "I am neither especially clever nor especially gifted. I'm only very, very curious." And it's so true. Asking questions. I know as a kid growing up, I grew up in a generation where children were to be seen and not heard. And so there were times that I really struggled with asking questions because I was kind of afraid that it wasn't good. And then the older I got, the more I realized, wow, I do have a lot of questions, and that's okay too. Ask them. And I've always said too, uh, um, sometimes people will ask for unreasonable things or things are weird or whatever. The answer is always no unless you ask the question. So if you want something, ask the question. If you want to learn something more, ask the question. Curiosity is what's going to grow that passion. And just realize that the more you learn, the less you know. So you have to ask more questions. All right. Removing your limiting beliefs. Oh my gosh. Do we have limiting beliefs? I know each and every one of you does. That's right. That's right, Katja. No, everybody has them. Where they come from, they can come from your upbringing, they can come from society, they can come from social media. Who knows where they come from? We don't really care where they come from. We want to eliminate or limit them in order to break that ceiling and be all that we can be. When you unlimit your thinking, you unlimit your success. So I had a friend who had this great saying on her wall, and it said, she thought she could, so she did. So our mind is extremely powerful, and what we believe is kind of a roadmap as to where we're going. So if you think you don't have enough time for training, if you can't be successful in this market, or if you can't devote 3 hours each day to lead generation, those are limiting beliefs. You can. It may be difficult. You may have to rearrange your schedule. You may have to put yourself in uncomfortable places and situations, but you can do it. There's no reason that you can't. Everybody can. And those who succeed are the ones who have done that. So I don't care if this means you have to take old-fashioned index cards that when I was young, we used them for recipes. I'm dating myself, aren't I? Wow. Okay, guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm old, but I'm wise. But there's much more wisdom for me to learn too. You continue growing until you die. So take an index card, take a post-it note, take a sticky. I don't care what you take. Put it on your mirrors and talk to yourself in nice ways. Leave yourself nice notes because you're not going to succeed by telling yourself that you're an idiot or you're dumb or you're not smart enough. You're going to succeed when you realize that there's nothing limiting you but you. So use those self-affirming words to overcome those limiting beliefs. Be accountable. Life happens, reality shows up, things happen. On the left, we have life happening, and on the right side, we have what can, it's opposite. So doesn't seek reality, ignorance, asks no questions. You don't try, you don't move forward. You just become stale as opposed to becoming aware and realizing what is possible and seeking reality. Two, fights reality. That's not the way it is. That's not how I see it. That's your perspective. Well, a lot of things you do have your own opinion on, but it isn't always based in reality. So what you need to do is you need to focus on reality and get clarity. This is the way it is. I got it. I'll see what's going on. Be proactive as opposed to reactive. Blames. You can blame others, projection. If everybody would do their job, see how that puts the action on somebody else. Oh, it's not my fault. Again, you're not taking accountability. Why didn't you change something? Instead of just owning it and saying, it is, it is, it is what it is. Sorry, stumbling over my tongue here. If it is to be, then it's up to me. What do I want? This is my responsibility. This is one of the things that I learned early on because everybody has excuses. Everybody does, because it's hard to take responsibility for some things. But let me tell you, it's very liberating when you do finally say, you know what? I messed up, because everybody does. And you just pull up your bootstraps and you learn from it and you move on. Personal excuses. It's not my job. I was never given a chance. It doesn't work here. You're going to hear those things all the time. Again, find solutions. What are the possibilities? What are my opinions? How can I get what I want? What can I do? Resignation and hopes. If it was meant to be, it'll happen. Time will tell. It's out of my hands. Well, that's very reactive. It's not very proactive. It's letting things happen to you instead of you happening to things. And action plan gets on with it. Let's get started. Time's up. Let's go. This is what I'll do. So as you can see, those on the left are victim. That's your victim mentality. On the right is accountability. Again, you don't have to be perfect. Nobody's expecting you to be perfect. And if they are, they've got the problem, not you. So be the best you can, take responsibility, and then move on. Happiness is not an individual sport. That's a quote by Sean Acker, who is an author. I'm not familiar with Sean. Are any of you guys familiar with this author?
No.
I've not heard of him either, but apparently he's well enough known to be quoted here. So anyway, but it is good. Happiness is not an individual sport. But nobody's responsible for your happiness but you. All right. Any ahas from that or any insights, comments, anything? No?
When I get discouraged, I'm calling you.
Well, here's the thing, Xenia, right? I grew up very intimidated by others. I wasn't shy. I was kind of out there. I think that's just a personality thing, but I interact well with people. And it's not something that I try to do. It just comes naturally. So that's one of my strengths. And so thank you for saying that because that fills me and that makes me want to do more of what I do. And you guys will find that along the way too. If you let your natural abilities shine, those are what's going to help you succeed the most. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay, let me take a look at my. Oh, yeah. One of the One of the programs that we have here is called BOLD. If you guys have not heard of it yet, it is a series of teachings and trainings. And one of their sayings is you can have reasons or you can have results. I love that saying. What else do I have here? But you can't have both. Okay. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. All right. We're going to move on. Next, we're going to talk about KW culture. I absolutely love the culture here. When I had my interview for this leadership role, I asked what my potential coworkers really liked about KW, and so many of them said culture, which I didn't really understand until I got in here and I could see what it was. KW has a culture of caring. I have had many jobs where come Sunday afternoon, I get in a really crummy mood because I have to go to work the next day. I have a job now where sometimes I go to bed and I can't shut it off because I'm excited about what I'm going to be doing the next day. And that's created by the culture. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that now. So we have here at KW, are you all brand new agents?
Since August.
Okay.
It's
Have
Mark.
any of you worked for any other real estate companies?
No.
Yes.
You have? Okay. So how long have you been with KW now?
Myself only since March.
Okay.
A week.
Oh, okay. So if you've been here since March, you've had an opportunity to experience some of the things that makes Keller Williams different. One of those things, we call them our MVVBPs. That's our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective, which we'll go over here in a minute. But these are the rules, if you will, that define who we are, what we do, and how we operate. Red Day is a day of giving back to our community. Every market center worldwide shuts down. I think it's the third Thursday of May. Yes, the third Thursday of May. Every Keller Williams shuts down and we reach out to a local charity and help. We dig in, we dig ditches, dig ditches, wash dishes, wash dishes in the ditch. No, I'm kidding. We just get together to help those who are less fortunate that we are. It's a way for us to give back to our communities. KW Cares is our 501(c)(3) philanthropic organization where we provide resources for those who are in need. And these are going to be everywhere from Killer W. I don't know where my head is today, guys. I am so sorry. Keller Williams agents and their families, all the way up to natural disasters. I have been told that there have been natural disasters where the KW Cares semis show up even before the Red Cross. KW Kids Can, same kind of thing. We have culture, we have organizations and opportunities where we practice diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have cultural ambassadors. There's a variety of ways that our culture is shaping who we are and how we reach out to our communities. I talked a little bit about our MVVPPs, and we're going to go through those a little bit now. So our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. Our this is called our Y4C2Ts. You're going to see, we talk in Kellerisms. Some of you may already know that. If you're brand spanking new, you're going to learn it. It's a whole new language. We talk in initialism. MC is market center. We don't call them offices. We call them market centers. There's a whole list of Kellerisms that we use. Our Y4C2Ts kind of goes along that. If you look down the left-hand side at the red letters, it says WI, there's 4 C's, there's 2 T's, ES, and each one of those stands for our beliefs, which is win-win or no deal. You're going to see these probably posted in your market centers as well. They're everywhere. I stands for integrity, to do the right thing. Customers always come first. There's commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. So we need to learn to be good listeners. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all, and success results through people. These I already kind of talked. Oops. I skipped. Oh, where am I? Oh, good grief. Sorry, guys. Leave it to me. Oh, good grief. How do you go backwards on this thing? I usually have 2 screens, and I'm working on a little laptop today because we've got so many things going on in our market center. And so it's a little bit of a challenge. Okay, here we go. We did that. Okay, I think this is the next one. Okay. So this talks about our value and our awards. Largest global real estate franchise. This slide is a little dated, but it will be updated shortly. But you can see we're the top franchise for veterans, top female-friendly company, top 500 franchises in 2022, world's best employers, America's best customer experience. One of the things that I'm really proud of is that for the last 6 years, our network, the Experience Brokerage Network, has been a top workplace, according to the Oregonian. And so in the state of Oregon, we are a top workplace. So, we take this very seriously. We want to be the best at what we do. And this is a great way to do it. And this shows you that we really are the best. We do have values, and we're a very highly rewarded company. Training and coaching. Oh my gosh, we've got so much training and coaching available. Have any of you guys gone through new agent orientation yet?
Yes.
Okay, can I actually remember you? Because I teach the new agent orientation and the tech orientation as well. And you will see and learn a lot about that through that. But we do a boatload of teaching and training. Some of it is live, some of it is remote, some of it is through Zoom, some of it is on site. But we have local and regional training. Of course, we have the events, the family reunion and the mega camp, which are our international conventions held in Mega Camp is always in Austin. Family Reunion moves around every year. But these are the places where you go for the convention with the keynote speakers, the breakout sessions, the trade show floor. It's the whole thing. You've got Keller Williams University, and within there, you're going to find a variety of trainings, which are some are an hour long, some are 2 or 3 hours for several days in a row. Some are free, some are not, but it's available to you. There's a huge amount of training, and if you ever need any kind of specific training, ask your agent service coordinator, and they can help you get hooked up. Of course, you have Command. This is our proprietary Keller Williams CRM. I'm sure most of you are probably using it by now. Yes? Excellent. Perfect. And if you have questions, again, you can always go to your agent service coordinator, market center tech trainer, but there are a variety of trainings for this as well. One of the new ones that they're doing is called Jumpstart. It is a 5-day training. It's an hour and a half each day for a full week, and they're doing that quarterly. And what it does is it just walks you through each of the little applets and helps you understand what they do, how to use them, and how to make the best out of them. Next, we have Command in the palm of your hand. This is everything that your laptop or your desktop has, but it's on your smart device. So you're able to access the command right from your smart device or a laptop or anything. And then we have the customer facing app, which once somebody signs in, let's say that you've met them at an open house and you have an open house sign-in sheet for them electronically. Again, they will be asked to check the little boxes saying that they accept the fact that you can call them or email them or contact them, which is compliant with the TCPA or the Do Not Call Registry. You can communicate with them through that app. They can look at things through the app. If you've not taken technology orientation yet, we go through that a little bit more in depth, but that's another tool that you have. So what is this slide? My market center value. Language of real estate. Oh, okay. So you're going to be able to also look at statistics through the command. You're going to be able to look at the units closed month over month, year to date, closed volume, listings taken volume, listings sold. All of this information will be available to you through command. So it just helps you better understand where you are in your business and how successful you're being, maybe where you need to focus some of your efforts. So the information that we have is there for you. So again, some of the value down on the left, we have our mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspectives. We have our KW Cares and Red Day, which is our philanthropic 501c3 outreach. We have your leadership team. You all have an operating principal for the Experienced Brokerage Network. That's Chris Suarez. You all have a team leader in your market center, and some of you have an assistant team leader. There's a market center administrator, which is your accounting group. You have your PBs, your principal brokers. And then, of course, your market center tech trainer. Each of your market centers also has an ALC, which is an all leadership committee. This is made up of the top 20. In order to be on the committee, you need to be one of the top 20 in your market center as far as volume and sales. You will see in each of the market centers there is a wall with all of their pictures. These are a group of producers who head up different committees and divisions in order to make the market centers more profitable. I always talk about them in my orientation. I call them like student council in school. That's what they're there for. They're there to make things happen. They also have an open door policy, and they are more than happy to help new agents in any way they possibly can. So if you've not met them, I would encourage you to go to uh, your all partners meetings. Usually they are there. Introduce yourself and utilize them. Tap into that wisdom that they have. That's what they're there for. Passive income. We have profit share and growth share here. So a portion of the proceeds for each market center goes back to those who've participated in the profit share. You will be seeing there is a profit share training within the Ignite curriculum where you will learn more about that. But there's no financial risk to you. There's no legal risk. There's no down payment. There's no phone calls. So it's just passive income. Basically, set it and forget it and just bring in the money. So again, you'll learn more about that as you go through the Ignite program. Okay, more ahas. What have we learned for this segment? Or any comments or?
I learned that I have a lot of people to meet and a lot of meetings to attend.
Yes, you do. And the more you do, the happier you'll be because these people, it's weird because in real estate, each one of you is an independent contractor, and really you're competing against each other. But it's the only company or the only business where I know that people who compete directly with each other are there to encourage and help and support. Believe me, there's enough business to go around. And those people who are helping you, they get fed by your success. So, just like you, if you've had 30 years under your belt and somebody new comes to you, wouldn't you want to help them? Of course you would. And if you wouldn't, you need to find a new job because we are here to love, encourage, and support one another. And with that, I have to tell a joke. Any of you who have had any of my classes, you know that I have a joke. Okay, I made this one up, so bear with me. What do you get when you cross a rooster and an owl? Cock-a-doodle-hoo! Okay,
That's a good one.
thank you. Okay, KW Resources. What do you have at your fingertips? Keller Williams Real Estate International, as you know, is a very large company. It is a group of companies. There are all kinds of arms and branches and divisions off of the main Keller Williams. There's Keller Williams, there's Keller Williams Worldwide. There's Keller Mortgage, Keller Manage, Keller Covered, which is insurance, Keller Offers. Some of these are available to you, others are not. But the Experience Brokerage Network also has what we call power partners. And these are local companies who have agreed to offer their services, their benefits and services, many at a discount. You will learn more about those also in your orientations. If you ever have questions about if you need a particular service, you can always talk to your agent service coordinator and they can hook you up with our local partners. So it's not just Keller Williams, it's a whole suite of goods and services that are available to you as a Keller Williams agent. We have a variety of communities that you can join. There's the DEI, there's KW Commercial, KW Land, Luxury, Military, New Homes. If there is a particular subject that you are interested in, you're welcome to join one of the committees and you just learn more about that particular arm of real estate. So if you're a military vet, maybe you want to help military vets, this is a great opportunity to join a group of like-minded agents who get together and brainstorm and talk about ways to help vets. If you want to focus on land, you can join the land, and you're going to learn a lot about that particular area of real estate from those who are doing it every day. So there's a variety of communities. This is just a small list. If you have questions about some of the communities and what's available, again, ask your agent service coordinator. They can definitely steer you in the right direction as far as what's available and how to join. Ahas again already? Okay. Aha. Your career vision. This is fun. Okay, so everybody, you all have your materials. I think Mara asked you that, right? Okay, so you have a sheet. It looks like it's on page 1.36. And at the top of that, you're going to want to write, today is January 13th, 2027. So you want to write this for a year from today, right? And so this is what in the next 12 months, these are some of the things that you're going to want to do. Your business is thriving and your life is everything you've dreamed of because you've limited those self-defeating behaviors, right? Your customers rave about your experience and value you provide, and they think of you when they have a real estate need. Your family and your friends are so proud of your success and are consistently referring business your way. You're helping others live their dream of owning a home because you're focused on helping them get what they desire. You're building a foundation and momentum for your entire career and gaining relationships and experiences and the income you desire. You are the top agent in your market center or rookie of the year if you're new. You're poised to hire a part-time assistant to handle your 80%. Remember, we talked about our 20/80 so that you can focus on the 20% that actually grows your business. And you're on the path to, this is where you get to fill in the rest. You get to decide what it is you want out of your business. I mean, that's one of the reasons that you decided to sell real estate is so that you can call the shots. Well, I don't know about you, but if I'm going to call the shots, I'm going to make them big, So this is where you get to decide what those shots are. Okay. So take some time, look through this list. These are some great, great aspirations. Make more. It's only limited to by your imagination. So you can and be and do everything you want. So think about what do you want your future to look like? If it were up to me, I would have a cat sanctuary. I love cats. If you don't, I'm sorry, but I love my kitties. All right. Next page of your materials, you're going to see this diagram. It's going to have a big circle in the middle, and then it's going to have all of the, oh, look at that. Donate cat habitat, $5,000. I didn't write that, but I love it. So what you're going to do here is you are going to decide what it is you need. You got it. Oops, sorry. Well, get back there. Come on. Okay, there we go. So this is your big life. What does it look like? How much money do you want to make in a year? And where's that money going to go? What are you going to do with it? This is your opportunity to sit down and dream big, because if you dream small and you achieve your goals, where are you going to go from there? So big dreams, big goals, big results. So sit down, take some time. How much money do I need for the kids to go to college? How much money do I need to pay off my mortgage? How much money do I want to make for that brand new car, that brand new house, or the trip to Tahiti, or whatever it is? You figure it out. This is based on you and what you want. This is your life, your goals, your dreams. So sit down and think about that. This is the beginning of your career. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't just nilly-willy go out there and just do stuff and hope the money comes. Sometimes that happens, but most of the time it takes a little bit more effort than that. So this is just an exercise that makes you Really think about that. And what we're going to do is we are going to actually do that exercise. But first, we're going to do another quote by Gary Keller. To achieve success, you need motivation and inspiration for doing it. Your big why. And that's what it is. It's like, this is your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? I don't think anybody wants to get out of bed and go, "Oh, I have to go to work again today." No, you want to get up and you want to make a difference. And if you don't, I don't know what you want, but okay. Anyway, so what you need to do is you need to think about your commission dollars and where they go. So what we have right here is we have a big picture of a $1 bill. Is it a $1? It is a $1. So there are expenses that you have to pay. You don't get 100% of your commission. You know, the part of that's going to go to your market center. There are business expenses, there's taxes, and then finally there's your take-home pay. So out of every dollar that you make, part of that dollar is going somewhere else. So you have to take that into consideration when you make your plan. Oh, this little graphic shows that it's eating away. All right. So this is a fun example, and this is just an example. All of these numbers are going to be based on what you decide, but for this particular example, you have decided that you want your net income goal, your net, what you take in, to be $100,000. So what you have to do in order to get there is you have to go, okay, how much do I have to pay for company dollar and royalty cap? Well, say it's $30,000. It's going to depend on what your cap rate is for your particular market center. Some are 10, some are 12, some are 18. I've seen them as high as 24. I mean, that's crazy. But take into consideration what your cap rate is, your company dollar, and then your 50,000, this is your business expenses. This is your super fees, your MLS fees, your forms fees, insurance fees outside of, any kind of a business expense that you might have.
Advertising.
Yes, exactly. Any expense for doing business, gas in your car, any of that kind of thing. You're going to have to kind of figure out what that's going to be. So what that means is that you're going to have to make, in order to net $100,000, you add the 30 and the 50, your gross commission income has to be $180,000. Okay. So now down here in E, let's say your typical commission fee, your average is $9,000, which is probably fairly, yeah, it really depends on where you're selling real estate. But for this example, we're using $9,000. So if your typical commission rate is $9,000, you're going to have to do 20 of those in order to get to that 180,000. So it just helps you break it down into what you need to really focus on and what you need to do in order to make your net income goal a reality. Any questions on that one? Okay, cool. Gosh, you guys are easy. Wow. But you're very attentive. I love that. Okay. So this is just a sheet within your book that you can fill your information in if you like. What in the heck is this? I don't know what that last slide was. Training gets better with feedback. Oh, apparently they would like some feedback on, just tell them I'm wonderful and it's all good. Okay. We talked a little bit about KW Cares. KW Cares is our 501c3 philanthropic organization. And the mission for that is that together we empower, support, and uplift our KW family during times of hardship, due to sudden emergencies. So again, this can be anything from helping a family who's had a recent disaster or an illness and they can't seem to pay. I don't know why this, they're having issues maybe paying for an emergency. They can file for a grant from the KW Cares to help with that. They are a 501c3, obviously, is a nonprofit dedicated to serving Keller Williams Realty Associates and their qualifying family members. So you can get an emergency grant up to $5,000, a life-altering grant up to $30,000. And then if you scan this QR code, what you can do is you can tell the MCAs how much money. So let's say you get a commission, you can tell them, out of every commission I get, I want to donate $100, or I want to donate 2%, or whatever it is. You can do just percent or a dollar amount. But to sign up for that, you can sign up for that through Command. And if you have questions, of course, you can again talk to your Market Center tech trainer. Next Gen is a mission that helps young people, whether they're going into real estate or not. It just helps them to focus on what they need to focus on in order to be successful in business. And more ahas. Other than learning that I am an amazing joke teller, is there anything else that you guys would like to share? Okay. What time is it? Let's take a look here. I don't want to wear you guys out. Oh, wow, we've been doing this for an hour. Are you guys okay? Do you need to take a break or do you want to keep going?
I'm good.
Okay. Cool. All right, daily success systems. Okay. This is just another tool to help you determine how to just better succeed at what you're doing. So here you can set goals as far as this is the number of conversations I want to have. This is the number of contacts I want to add. This is how many handwritten notes I want to do. You can do a 10-5-1 social media engagement, any kind of enrichments. It's just a daily success system to help you to keep track of what you're doing and where your efforts are going. So I would just encourage you to sit down and think about how you're going to use these systems to succeed. This again is another warning for the TCPA. Again, we take CPA extremely seriously. The fines are hefty, $1,500 per violation. So again, don't call or email or text anybody who's on that list. So I guess they're really making sure that you know that. So be sure you know that there's a test at the end. No, I'm kidding. I might ask you though, is it okay to contact somebody if they're on the do not call list? But I think the do not call list answers that question itself, right? So powerful conversations get results. So lead generation. It's funny because there are KW t-shirts that say real estate is a contact sport. It is. It's people. You got to get out there. Ken, I think you were the one that was saying that you're parking yourself with your name tag out.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the best way to do real estate. I mean, people don't know who you are, unfortunately, unless you tell them who you are. And so there are opportunities to meet people all over the place. One of our agents here used to have a dog, and every night, she would take the dog for a walk, she and her husband. She said she closed 3 deals just simply by getting out and talking with people, and people love animals. And so it gives people an opportunity and an in as to, how to connect. You know, you've got to get out and talk to people in order to sell real estate. And lead generation is a great opportunity. I don't care, I mean, who it is, and we're going to go over some possibilities here at the end. But lead generation is a very powerful tool.
Can I say
Uncover-
something?
Yes, of course.
So I bought a house that was a rental, and my yard is the neighborhood pooping yard. So I'm thinking about getting Keller Williams poop bags and putting them in my front yard with my card on it.
That
Use.
is wonderful. Oh, Xenia, that is the way you need to think. There are opportunities everywhere. And so, you know, you take a poopy situation, see what I did there, and you turn it into gold. That's awesome. Stop thinking, do it. Get out there and do it. That's awesome. I love that. Um, there are so many things. One year when I was selling real estate, now this was back kind of before, it was like 2001. People didn't even hardly, they were just starting to get websites, right? So I was farming a community and I took popcorn, microwave popcorn bags, and I put them in a cute put them in a cute little bag with my card, and I put on there, call me to see what's popping in your neighborhood. You know, just stupid. But you know what? I got several calls just from doing that. So be creative, have fun, you know, be careful because there are some crazies out there. Be careful, but have fun, be creative, use that. I mean, who doesn't want to have fun? So I love that, Xenia. I love that. And I want you to let me know when you start doing that, how many people call you, because you will get calls. Identify objections. We kind of talked about that a little bit. There's all kinds of trainings on how to help people overcome their objections to why they're not going to buy. It's not the right time. They don't have enough money, you know, that kind of thing. Closing deals, speaking in terms that the customers understand. So there again, any way that you can relate to them is always a great conversation starter. And then it just builds confidence in you and them, and confidence is a recipe for success. All right, purpose and benefits of conversations. Why do we converse with people? Well, we communicate with people to love, encourage, support, or we can use conversation to degrade, harm. Who wants to do that? So what you need to do is you need to think about the conversations that you have with people and how it really, really, really benefits them. So, you know, you go into a retail store and they say, "Did you find everything you're looking for?" That shows that you care, you want to help people. Go ahead, look around, and please let me know if I can help. Again, you've opened yourself up and let them know I'm a safe place to ask questions. I constantly tell my agents in my market center, I'm your agent service coordinator. I'm your concierge. If you have any questions, you ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll find it for you, or we'll find it together. You know, if you're admiring a big screen TV, are you looking to get one for the big game this weekend? Just be natural. The art of conversation has become so strained, I think because of social media, for fears. I don't know what it is, but conversation, I used to talk to people in line at the grocery store just about random stuff, you know? It's funny. You'll see, I'm a cat lover. I have, let's just say, several. I can't tell you how many times I've had cat food or cat litter on the conveyor belt, and somebody behind me opens the conversation and says, "Oh, I have three." Oh, do you find whatever? It's just a conversation starter. You realize, oh, we have animals in common. So it's a way to kind of um, interact. I don't want to say bond because it's not like you're bonding with somebody at the grocery store, but it's a way to relate. All right, and this is just your sphere definition. So your sphere is people that you see and you meet on a regular daily basis. I have a Coca-Cola habit. And I tell you what, I know the people at the convenience store very, 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 very well. Um, Am I going out and having dinner with them? No, but they know where I work and what I do. And it's just an opportunity to meet more people. So your sphere is really anybody that you interact with on a daily basis. Well, not even a daily basis, on a regular basis, I should say. So think about your sphere and how you can continue to communicate with them. People are going to do business with people they like. And people will come back to you because of the way you make them feel. So I don't care what you know. I don't care who you know. I don't care if you have a PhD. It doesn't matter. People only care that you care. So if you can't do that, again, you're in the wrong business. But I haven't met a real estate agent yet who doesn't relate well to people and like to interact with people. So, keep your sphere at in the forefront of your brain and see how you can expand that sphere, how you can interact and communicate with them. Interesting that people move every 7 to 10 years. So within that sphere, you may know somebody who recently is getting married. They might need a new house, or maybe somebody's having a baby. They might need to move up, or somebody's suddenly an empty nester. They want to move down. Or oftentimes, people will move even out of the region because they want to be close to grandchildren who are away. So within that sphere, those people in that sphere are likely, not all of them, of course, but many of them are possibly going to move within 7 to 10 years. So keeping in touch with that sphere keeps you at top of mind when they're ready to make that move. Has anybody here heard of the Ford method of communication? You have, Xenia? Okay, here's a funny thing. First time I taught this class, I had not heard of it. And I don't know what happened to my brain. Sometimes, you know how a computer does that little circle? Sometimes my brain does that, right? And so I saw this slide and it's like, well, this is where you're going to find your sphere, where you're going to find your sphere. Family, occupation, people that you've worked with in the past or whatever, recreation, people that you can relate to because your kids are in the same sports, or you go to the same gym or whatever, or dreams, you share the same dreams. And that's how I taught it. And this guy comes on and he goes, I have never heard it described that way before. And then I realized that what the Ford method is it's conversation starters. Talk to them about their family. Talk to them about their occupation. Talk to them about what they like to do recreationally, and finally what their dreams are. But I made a mistake, but it still works.
They both work. Yeah.
They both work. So now I'm teaching it both ways. So, again, real estate is a contact sport. Get out there and make contact. Get that head on, get those shoulder pads on, knock people down. Okay, maybe you don't want to go that far. But anyway, you get the point. Okay, any ahas from that?
I want to say, I think one of my struggles is I like being at home a lot, and that's not going to build my business.
Unfortunately, it's not, unless you have a lot of people coming through your living room, marching through, and I doubt you do. So, but you don't have to make it a big deal. I mean, like I said, I know all the people that work at the convenience store where I get my pop. As you go through your day, you probably know people at the grocery store where you shop. People at your dentist office, your doctor's office. These are places that you have to go. So, just start looking at it a little differently, um, and start thinking about those regular contacts as your sphere and start talking to, start asking a few more questions. Obviously, you don't want to be intrusive, but you know, you can ask a few questions here and there. Look for opportunities to ask questions. Look at that Ford method, Tell me about your family. Tell me, where do you work? Things like that. Of course, if you're at the grocery store and they're behind the cash register, they're going to think you're crazy if you ask them that question. So make sure your questions are appropriate. So anyway,
I used to work at Burrito Amigos. So I met Stephanie Coates there because she would always go and get breakfast burritos
oh,
for.
nice.
So it was really nice because I was able to get in touch with a lot of people and like kind of made a relationship with them. But since I don't work there anymore, I have to find a different way.
And you will. I see you have a little one with you.
I have one that just started boxing yesterday. He's 6, and then I have him. So there's ways to make
There
different
are ways.
conversations.
Exactly, exactly. Things change, nothing the only constant in life is change. So you just have to take advantage of those opportunities, and they will present themselves. And, just don't be afraid. If you're afraid to talk to people, maybe that's an opportunity for you to focus on those limiting beliefs. Maybe you're afraid people won't like you. Maybe you're afraid, I mean, I struggled with that for years and years and years. And then I decided to be my authentic self. And I decided if you don't like my corny sense of humor or whatever, you're not my people. And that's okay too, So don't be afraid to be you. Um, and don't be afraid to talk to people. What are they going to do to you? Tell you to shut up? Okay. I've had people tell me that before, and I'm still here. Ashley, we're getting kind of towards the end. So, how we doing? Y'all doing okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, ahas to achievement. How has your thinking changed? What ideas or mindsets were new? So, did this give you an opportunity to maybe think about things maybe a little bit differently? Maybe open up some ideas about what else you can do? Xenia, I love your poop bag thing. Um, anybody else have any ideas maybe what you might do differently?
Well, one thing is the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
That's true. That's true.
So go out there and start squeaking.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right.
Like you say,
Um,
what are they going to do? Tell you to shut up or
yeah,
walk away? Then go to the next one.
big deal. Exactly. Exactly. Um, I went to school, I have my master's degree in marketing. And one of the things that I learned in my marketing is that people aren't even going to notice you until they've seen you or your marketing or whatever 7 times. So frequency, obviously, I mean, we've all signed up for things on the social media or the internet. I can't tell you how many times I've unsubscribed from Panera Bread. So there's definitely overdoing it. It's like if you overdo it, you're just going to make people mad. But if you're doing it within a reasonable amount of time, you don't want them to forget you, but you don't want to bombard them either. So there's definitely, you know, um, a happy medium to that. And find out what that happy medium is. And we have these amazing things through Command called smart plans, where if you have not used the smart plan yet, get with your market center administrator and have them teach you or help you set one up because it's a drip management campaign. And it will automatically send emails to them. It will send you notifications to call them, or with a subscription to Twilio, you can text them. So, and you can determine how frequently you want that to happen. So again, that's another amazing tool that you can use to communicate with your sphere. But just use your head. Just be smart about it. Don't bombard people. Don't hit them over the head. It's the golden rule. Treat people the way you'd want to be treated. But be authentic. People can smell somebody coming for their wallet a mile away. But it's not hard to love people. It's not hard to, well, some people it is. Um, but if you have a passion for what you do and you really want to help people, they're going to feel that. So just be smart about it. Treat people the way you want to be treated, the golden rule. What do you feel
Lynn,
differently? Go ahead.
Lynn,
Yes,
yeah, I'm also a notary signing agent. In other words, that's the guy that comes to the house when you refi your house
right.
and sign the documents and notarize them. I've done over 400 of those in the last 4 or 5 years,
Wow.
and not one person that I have gone to has been arrogant, mean, or nasty. Not one. Some of the signing locations have been not so good, but the people themselves have all been nice.
I love that. That's great. And I think people generally are nice people. Of course, we all have a crunchy side to us, but for the most part, we're all in this together. People do want to be nice. We just hear so much of the negative through the media
You're
that
right.
that we forget that, people are just like us. We all just want love, acceptance, encouragement.
And the
Um,
listing.
yeah, of course. Of course.
Ken, are you from Roseburg?
What's that? Oh, can he go to Roseburg?
Ken? Yeah,
What's
Ken, are
that?
you in Roseburg?
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Ken, are you from Roseburg?
no, Klamath Falls.
Oh, okay. I just thought if I needed a notary, I would have one close by.
I do travel for the right fee.
Awesome. So, how are you guys going to change your behaviors today going forward? What actions are you going to take?
Be aggressive.
We know Xenia's going to put poop bags in her yard.
Yes,
That's
I'm
great.
gonna
That's
order
great.
some.
I love it.
Be sure they're red.
Oh, that's a good
Right.
idea. I hadn't thought of that. I think I bought green ones, but I like your
No,
idea.
no, get red ones with white lettering.
There you go.
Less shy. Today I actually had an incident. I left my water bottle in the gym. Somebody else was working out on one of the machines, and I accidentally left my water bottle there. So when I went back, I was like, "Oh, sorry, that's my water bottle." He's like, "Don't worry, I took a sip out of it, and I didn't know you would drink rum in the morning." Like that was his joke, right? And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, it was tequila." And then so it was just like, I guess be more like talkative, more kind of like jokester, and just try to like be out there, I guess, and not be too shy, too conservative, I guess.
Make sure
I,
you get a Keller Williams bottle.
Yeah.
there you
Just
go.
laying
Exactly.
around. Well, hey, I don't know if you guys watched the Million podcast, but he had a gal on there that's what she showed up on her swim or her exercise outfit, and she's killing it with her exercise thing. So, you know what? You might be surprised.
Do you guys on social media have you seen those questions? What is the world missing these days? And everybody says, things like decency and manners and all that stuff. You know what I think this world is missing more than anything this day and age? Humor. We used to be able to laugh. We don't laugh like we used to anymore. And people love to laugh. So if you can make somebody laugh, and maybe that's why I tell stupid jokes. I don't know. I love to make people laugh. I really, really do. My best friend told me I was whining one day. It's like, Jane, I don't know what my purpose is in life. And she's like, Yes, you do. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm crying. I'm letting those limiting beliefs just overcome and overtake me. And she's like, you make people laugh. I'm like, hmm. And sometimes it's stuff I don't even know I'm doing. I'm 61, and so I have no filter and I stumble a lot. So, together those things seem to work. So, but just be you and just be you better, and you will succeed. So, going forward, what tools, models, or systems do you guys look forward to using?
I'm intrigued by the smart plan, so I'm going to look into that.
Which
But
market center are you out of? Kaja?
I,
Kaja.
Khadijah
Khadijah. I said it right the first time.
did. I'm in Eugene.
Okay. All right. So Eugene, you've got Tai Lin. She's
Yeah.
your agent service coordinator, market center tech trainer. Now, I will tell you, she's really new.
Okay.
Um, but if you have any questions, you go to her. And if she doesn't know the answer, she has a whole group of people who are there to help her. So we can get you hooked up and working on smart plans and get that going. It's a great opportunity to keep in touch with your contact list. So that's great. I'm very happy to hear that. Who
Yeah.
else?
Good. Yeah. We are supposed to get together for tech training, so I'll agree
Good.
with the time
Yeah,
too.
good. And then have you taken the tech orientation?
Not yet.
Okay, so I teach that as well.
Okay.
And so we do go over that a little bit, but to actually implement it, you'll probably want to do a one-on-one. And if you need to do a one-on-one with me or with Adriana or one of the other Market Center tech trainers, we're happy to help you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm super new to Keller Williams.
Okay,
So,
you're
but
right.
I've been an agent for about 9 months, 9, 10 months.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Who else?
Well, Samantha sends out a weekly calendar and what's going on or what's happening in Southern Oregon.
That's right.
And on the side of it, it gave me, it said, if you need help with something, please do a 30-minute consultation with me. So
Yep.
I did it, and she's going to help me. I just have to follow through and meet up with her, make an
That's
appointment with her.
perfect.
Love it.
That is perfect.
Yeah, because I need help with organization big time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, technology is great in that we don't have the paper volume and we can do so many things that we never ever could have done before. But eh, just like there's even a thing called digital clutter. So trying to keep your systems organized can be a real challenge. So that's good. I'm glad that you're going to do that.
There's so much here and out here. I personally, I get overwhelmed and I don't even know where to start. So I just don't do anything because I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. So I'll just wait here. I get kind of stuck like a deer in headlights.
And now we're going into AI. And so that's a whole nother ball game. So
I
yeah.
spent a lot of time this morning on AI because I'm hoping to get my first listing. And I literally went through all of the old listings with it and with AI and then with another comparable house. And it helped me put ideas into my head of like how to present it. It was really, I
Perfect.
mean, it was very helpful. It kind of set my
Excellent.
mind on how, and it even gives you encouragement. It tells you, you're going to do great because you've done this and this, or, you're on the right track kind of thing. So it
Excellent.
was really cool.
Just so you know, on that same note, you guys know that you all have access to a tool called Area Pro, right? So Area Pro is a program where you can put in particular information as far as date ranges, locations, and it's going to spit out information to you based on market stats, such as what is the average days on market, what's the average selling price, how many listings are on the market, that kind of thing. That's going to help you with your CMAs and your listing appointments as well. So if you need assistance with that, again, your Market Center Tech Trainer can help you with that. But yeah, good for you. I love that you guys are like digging in and some of your ideas. That's really, really, really encouraging. I'd love to hear.
I noticed that they had training for the Area Pro, but do they
Yes.
have videos that they you can go look at? Because I've missed a couple of them and I can't because I couldn't be there.
I think so. Um,
I'll have to look into it then. Samantha will probably, I'll ask her. That's one of my
ask her.
questions.
She may not know, but she'll know who to ask. So yes, so we can, if they're there, we can get them to you.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Lynn, I need to go.
I believe we are just like done here.
Great.
Yeah. So the
Thank you
next
so
thing is just
much.
to prepare for your next session. So we are complete. We are done here. And so I just want to thank you guys for your time today. Thank you for being a great audience to my corny jokes. And if you need anything, you're always welcome to reach out to me. If your agent service coordinator is not available, I'm just at Keller Williams Capital City. And we just want to see you guys succeed.
Thank you.
Thanks
You.
again, Lynn. Bye.
Of course. All
Hey,
right, guys, thank you.
I
Thank
have a
you.
question.
Yes.
So I'm like brand new to the industry, like nothing, I don't know anything. Um, and I'm with Eugene. And what would you recommend for me to, I guess, do in your shoes? What would you do? Um, I was thinking about going into the marketplace. Is that what you said, Market Center?
Market Center?
Market Center today after class, and just kind of talk with everybody there because I had gone in already, and I met, is it Taylin? I think that's her name.
Yeah, Taylin.
And then I left to Guatemala for a whole month, and then I just got back. Like maybe it's not even a week that I got back. So I was thinking about going today to just talk with everybody. And then Tammy sent me something for, I think it's RMLS, just to set everything up. So I was
Yes.
thinking about going there and just kind of, I guess, opening my mind because it's super nerve-wracking going into a new industry and not knowing anything.
So the first thing I would do is I would find out, and I don't know when the All Partners meeting is for Eugene,
Mhm.
but that would be a great opportunity because all of your leadership is going to be there. Um, so there's going to be a lot of people in your market center to meet and greet with.
Mhm.
So find out when that is. And I am so sorry. I should know, but I don't. We
That's
had
fine.
we had ours here today, and I see Skylar on the call here now. He wasn't on my list before because uh, they're not. You guys aren't all on my thing. But Skylar was here today, so he can vouch that we have a lot of people here. There's a lot of information that we go over. You can meet your ALC, a lot of the members of your ALC. So that would probably be the most, especially since you've got a little one. That would
Yeah.
probably be your most advantageous day to go in because there's going to be a lot of people there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Perfect. Thank
I don't
you.
want to discourage you from ever going in because I mean that's what we're here for.
Yes.
That's going to be your best bet.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sure. Skylar, I see you're in the phone booth in there. All right. Any other questions or anything? No? You're welcome. I will let you guys go then, and you have a great rest of your day and much success to you.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye.